and welcome back to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel, your source for all things Everton. My name is Thomas, back on the channel today with another match preview. This weekend starts quite a nerve-wracking run as an Everton fan at the moment. Obviously, disappointing string of results, and now all of a sudden we're coming up against every team in the top half, starting off against Chelsea at home on Saturday, 8 o'clock kickoff, I believe. Chelsea, obviously in very good form, joined today by Terry and Owen to discuss the match. I'll just talk about a few stats first of all. They currently find themselves third in the table on 22 points. Of course, we're in ninth on 17. They drew with Krasnodar on Tuesday, but did finish top of their Champions League group. Actually, I was looking at this. I didn't realise they haven't lost since that penalty loss to Spurs in the League Cup in September, which I think is a run of 9 wins and 5 draws. So they're in very good form. Yeah, they're in very good form compared to us, who are in very, very poor form. But I mean, a positive will definitely be fans back in Goodison for this match this weekend. But Owen, I'll come to you first. How are you feeling about the match in general? Are you confident? Are you nervous for this run starting up, leading up to Christmas?
No, I'm not at all confident, to be honest. I'm going to be as plainly realistic as I possibly be. That if we get a point from this one, I'll be thanking a lot of the gods that exist, because I think these are a fantastic team at the moment. I think they've got the back four sorted. I don't know. Frank Lampard's obviously worked on that. Thiago Silva's come in, added that extra leadership. He changed the goalie from the troll to an actual goalie. The midfield's pretty decent. Kante, we all know, is a very good footballer. I think he can get in the final third. I feel like if this is a game where, if we give these the chances we gave Leeds, made no point even turning up on Saturday, because they will run away with it. These are a top team. We've spent a lot of money, mind, but they are a top team. I think we're going to need a lot to go in our favour to win this one, because these are a team that will be in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah, Terry, do you agree with that? Are you not particularly confident going into this match?
I'm actually upbeat about the game, like not in the sense of I think we'll do these, because they're obviously, as Owen said, a great team. They've got so much attacking talent, like Havertz, Ziyech, Werner, Olivier Giroud's still a great player, Mason Mount. They've got some really good players, and we're going to struggle to contain them, especially with the way we're shipping goals. But Everton being the underdogs and playing at home and having some fans back, I think that will all play to our advantage. And so I think I've got more hope going into this game than I did against Leeds or Burnley, which is just a very, Everton way of looking at it, because, I think the 3 at the back is probably finished now. I think it was an emergency formation, wasn't it, because of players getting injured, and it's it worked just about in the Fulham game, and it didn't work at all against Burnley. And now, because of Delph's injury, I think we'll be forced to go back to 4 at the back. Now, whether we play 4 centre halves across the back 4, which I think is a realistic. Yeah, I think we might do that, but it might be a blessing in disguise, just so we get back to basics and go, right, well, let's not overcook it. Let's be compact. Let's play low. Let's hit them on the counter with Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, and James Rodriguez is always there to to feed those 2 players as well. I've got more optimism going into this game than I did the previous 2, not because I think we're better than Chelsea. I just think the sort of intangibles, the environment of this game, the outside factors are more favourable, just based on the way Everton are at the minute.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bonus having fans back in the stadium for the first time since March. Obviously, if you are one of the lucky 2,000, hope you enjoy that. But Owen, do you agree with Terry there that maybe this is the end of the 3 at the back now? It was clearly an emergency thing, but we didn't stop leaking goals at all. Very poor defensive season. Do you agree that maybe this is the end of the back 3?
I don't know why there was a start to it, to be honest, because it's just an absolute pointless formation when you've got no proper wing backs, no width in the team. It was embarrassing to watch, to be honest. I'm sick of it, and we only had 3 games of it, so I hope that is the last of it. I think who's going to make up the back four is a different sort of issue, because John Joe Kenny, no thanks. So he plays right back. I'll probably play Holgate or Godfrey right back, and I don't want to keep saying it because it looks like I'm banging the drum for young players to play, because that's just loads of nonsense. But Nielsen Konku is a left back, and we don't have a left back, so I will play him. Normally, I hear these shouts on Twitter, play the young players because they're our future. No, it doesn't work like that. Managers are in the business to get results, so he's not going to throw young players in at any cost just because it's what fans want. But on this occasion, I would play Nielsen Konku, and I would have done the last games as well because he is a left back and we don't have another one. If we had Leighton Baines at the club, I would say still play Leighton Baines because he's experienced and he's a left back. I would play Nielsen Konku though for this one because I do think he's acquitted himself quite well. He's a left back, and another thing, if Luca Dean was out for 2 weeks, I'd probably say throw Godfrey there, throw Holgate there for a few weeks because they're capable and he played there before in some capacity, and it's only a short-term solution. But Luca Dean's going to be out for a few months here, so we're going to have someone in there who provides us with something similar to what Luca Dean does. Not maybe as good, but he can do a similar job because we're going to need to pick up results. And by doing that, we're going to have a similar style of play to what we've had at the start of the season when Luca Dean was unbelievable. He's an unbelievable fullback. So I will play in Konku, and this is his time to show whether he is going to be good enough going forward at the club or not. It's up to him to prove it, but I would like to see Nkunku play. I would probably play Godfrey right back because I think he's earned it in a way because of his good performances over Mason Holgate. I would be tempted to go Keane and Mina and sort of sit in the low block in this one and sort of soak up the pressure, and they're pretty good at doing that. So that's how I would probably do it. And then, surprisingly, I probably would play Andre Gomez with Alan and Decore. Because I feel like our best midfield performances come from them three in the midfield. As much as you like to attest or not, that is the fact, and then your front three picks itself. But yeah, shorter answer, yeah, I would change to a back four.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Nkunku coming to the team, but after what we've seen, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with a back four with Delph back, playing at left back, which is not something anyone wants to see. I've been really disappointed with him in the past few weeks, especially. Terry, who would make up your back four if we are going to switch back to it?
I agree with what Owen said really about Nkunku, that if Luca Dean was only out short term, you could try and get away with playing Godfrey or Holgate there for a couple of games and then waiting for him to come back. But he's going to be out for ages, and we can't do that long term because it's not fair on the player because they might do a job one game, but for a prolonged spell, it's not going to work. So yeah, I'd play Nkunku left back. I'd probably play Holgate right back because he's played a lot of games at right back. People, talk about the way he played. He played sort of right wing back for West Brom when he was on loan, but he played right full back for Everton for various spells. It was a while ago, and he's come into his own a lot more as a centre back since. But he's still got the tools to play there. As a competent right back. I'd certainly prefer him at right back than I prefer Godfrey at right back. But the one thing I'd have difference to Owen is I'd have Godfrey as one of the centre backs. I think he's a really, useful player to have in there. He cleared off the line against Burnley. He seems to like, the battle. He seems to like to defend, and he's got obviously that pace to burn on the recovery. So I'd have Nkunku left back, Godfrey, and probably Michael Keane still, despite his bit of his wobbler for the Burnley goal, but Michael Keane and Holgate across the back four. Yeah, we're going to have to settle on a sort of makeup of a back four soon because we keep chopping and changing formation, and it's not helping any of them. All right, they're conceding goals on their own power, for a long time, but that was with a settled back four pretty much. We were still conceding 2 goals with Coleman, Dean, Mina and Keane. I think now we should settle on, a different setup, but don't be, changing. I think Godfrey's got to be in there at centre back for the start, and it's just up to, the other 3 to pick, to carve out a role next to him because I think his pace is just invaluable. The others haven't got it. Holgate looks fast compared to the others, but even he's not really that fast, is he?
The only reason I said Keane and Mina is because if you have a look statistically, they are our best combination. Now, that might be because they've been forced to play together a lot and sort of have to make the best of it or not. And the others have been put in when we've not been in great form. But I do feel like we can get good performance defensively from them two centre backs, especially when we're a bit deeper. And I think in this game against a team who've got such an array of attacking stars, we will be forced to be a little bit deeper, and well, certainly deeper than we would have been expecting against Burnley. So that was the only reason why I would say Keane and Mina, but I can understand what you're saying.
True, but
Yeah.
I'd counter that just in the sense of, do you think Keane, for example, was better in a partnership with Mina or when he had Zuma? And I think Godfrey has got a little bit of that about him, like that, recovery pace, and different sort of physicality to Mina. I think Keane and Godfrey, or maybe even Holgate and Godfrey, but certainly Keane and Godfrey could make another Zuma and Keane type partnership if it's allowed to settle and develop.
Yeah, I can see that, but I could. Yeah, I'm just using the statistics to say, and I think Keane and Mina
I know.
So, and I think
You're
for this,
right.
I do
You're
think
definitely
this.
right. You're definitely right about statistics, but Godfrey hasn't been at the club long enough to, to be involved in that, has he? So it'd be different if I was saying, play, Holgate and Mina, because they have played a lot together and they're statistically not as strong as Keane and Mina. But Godfrey hasn't been around for that, so we, in theory, could come back in 6 months and go, oh, Godfrey and so is a miles better partnership than anything else we've got. That's what I'm saying. I'd like to see that implemented. I'd like to see Godfrey as part of the two centre backs now with another one of them alongside him, because it's not even like anyone can make a strong case and say, no, you can't do that because X, because we're shipping goals left, right, and centre. So there's whoever the combination is, he needs to settle on it now, doesn't he? Because we're not goals out, and we're not going to find it any easier against the likes of Chelsea.
We're sort of opting for this as sort of a preference of it being maybe what you're saying and then Nkunku left back, but I can very well envisage Saturday night I look at the team news and it's 4 centre backs across the back four, because
I think that's more likely. Thomas asked me what my one would be, and it'd be Nkunku, but I'd put my money on it being the 4 centre backs. Keane, Mina centre back, Godfrey left back, Holgate right back. That's what I'm. Yeah.
I can even see Alex Iwobi right back over a potential Nkunku left back.
Didn't even think of that.
I can see Iwobi left back before I can see Nkunku left back.
Yeah, we'll see anyway.
We know that they've obviously spent a lot of money and they do have some very good attacking players, as Owen touched on before. Terry, who are you most worried about in the Chelsea lineup going into this game?
Olivier Giroud. He's not the most not the most exciting of all their their star players, but he's certainly probably the most effective.
That's a name I would say. Come on, be a bit more hipster than that.
No, I'm meant to say,
at least say Hakim Ziyech to make you sound hipster.
they've got a galaxy of stars, haven't they? Let's be honest, they've got loads of quality players. When even the likes of Tammy Abraham and under the radar, they're good players. But for me, Olivier Giroud's the one I worry about. He's such a good forward, such an effective, target man striker, and we're not strong defensively so far this season. So I worry about him, and I worry about them all. But for me, Giroud more than anyone.
Yeah, Owen, since you can't have Giroud, then who are you least looking forward to coming up against on Saturday?
Well, I'm going to say Timo Werner, but I would agree that Giroud is absolutely fantastic, I think. But the numbers he's put down when he was at Arsenal and he playing a lot, he probably hasn't played as much at Chelsea, but the numbers he gets, the performances he puts in, I think he's a fantastic striker. But I would say Timo Werner, Ziyech again, fantastic player. I think Kante just allows them to control the game by winning the ball back. Yeah, they're a fantastic team, really are.
Yes, team I'm definitely very worried again about coming up against, because obviously last season we knew they were very good going forwards, but then you could always rely on the fact that they were a bit more shaky defensively now. As Owen mentioned earlier, Lampard seems to have sorted the defence out, brought in players like Thiago Silva, brought in a keeper that seems capable of making saves, which is a remarkable change from Kepa last season. But
Goalie as well.
Yeah, so just to round off then, predictions, Terry, what do you think is going to happen?
Going to go for another 1-1.
Nice. On the fence, Owen, what are you going to go for your prediction?
Do you want me actual prediction or do you want me happy clappy prediction?
I'll take both.
On me happy clappy, let's come on and play prediction the 2-2. Me realistic prediction is 4-1 to them.
Yeah, I can't really see this game going particularly well. Maybe we might snatch a draw, but I'll go with Terry's prediction of a 1-1. But I think it's much more likely that they will easily walk away with this game. A team in very good form coming up against a team that really struggling to put up any sort of string of good performances. But that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching.
I know a lot of people will have this as an Owen Park's bingo on this, but the first goal is really key for this one because if they score first, it's a long night for this way.
So we will end off with that. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to Terry Noah for joining us. Be sure to let us know down in the comments what you think going into this game. What are your predictions? Who are you most worried about coming up against? Also, let us know if you are one of the 2,000 that luckily gets to go at the match. So thank you all very much for watching and join us next time on the Toffee Blues.